Hi there. I'm Sharon Lawrence, and I am a professional actress, and I'm going to read something very unique to you. This story is from a collection called Disabled Fables. Can you see that drawing? Aesop's fables were passed down from generation to generation, giving us lessons in life and the way we treat each other and philosophy, which is the way we think about things. Now, what makes this so special? Because these stories have been told for hundreds and hundreds of years, and you might even be familiar with the one that I'm going to read. But the illustrations were made by artists with developmental disabilities. Do you know what that means? It's usually some sort of mental or physical delayed and disability in their motor skills or in their learning skills. But these stories meant something to each of these artists, and the artwork that they have created for the story is really beautiful. The one that I'm going to read to you, maybe you've heard before. It's called The Tortoise and the Hare by Elizabeth Cooper, who's the artist that did these drawings for the story. The hare was teasing the tortoise because he was so slow. The tortoise was ashamed and embarrassed by the hare's teasing, but he didn't run away from his troubles. He stood up for himself and he said to the hare, "This is the way I am made." The hare laughed at the tortoise and said, "I bet I could beat you in a race." The tortoise agreed to the race, thinking to himself, "I'll do the best that I can." He didn't worry about winning or losing. And the hare laughed and went to his friend the fox to organize the race. He invited the other forest animals to watch so they could have a good laugh. But the tortoise stood at the starting line, knowing that he was sure to lose, but he felt proud to be getting so much attention. Soon the race began. As usual, the hare was a show-off while the tortoise went at his own pace. The forest animals were sure the hare was going to win because the tortoise was taking a long time, and it was a beautiful sunny day, and everyone had plenty to eat and drink. Some of the forest animals lost interest and fell asleep. The hare was so far ahead, he decided to take a nap too. The tortoise saw the hare sleeping, but he didn't stop. He passed the sleeping hare and headed to the finish line. The tortoise won! The forest animals were astonished and thrilled. The moral of this fable is, if you keep trying, even if you're not the fastest or the strongest, you can still win. So Elizabeth has said here what this story means to her. In her own words, "One day, I was trying to sell something to a staff person at the city, trying to tell something to a staff person at the city community services. I had thought of what I was going to say beforehand, but when I started to talk, I had a little difficulty getting my thoughts out. The woman asked me to talk faster. I think she was a little impatient, and I felt a little bad inside and mad, and then I got over it. I would like to have my thoughts come out smoother. I am practicing every day. I can see my words rushing around in my head, but I struggle and I can't always get them out. I feel like my throat is hoarse. I take slow breaths in and out, and then a lot of the time I can't get my thoughts out. I am doing much better. I know people are impatient because they don't know what I am going to say. I know they are in a rush, And, well, that is frustrating for me. But I am trying my best. I will get my thoughts out eventually. I try to remember that I am like the tortoise. I'll get there in the end. My name is Elizabeth Cooper. I have 4 older brothers. I was born in Paris, France. I lived in Brooklyn Heights, New York, and then Los Angeles for 12 years. Then I lived in Santa Barbara, and I drove down to LA Goal, which is the organization that put this book together. I drove down to LA Goal once a week with my mother. Now I live in a communal village, and I work on a farm. And there's some more of her drawings. Aren't they great? I think so. I hope you enjoyed this story and these artists, especially because they have such a unique perspective on the world, and they know how to communicate it.